Thank you so much for subscribing to my newsletter. So going forward, I'm going to be sending out just a couple of extra videos with writing or publishing tips because I couldn't do any of this newsletter without you, and I really appreciate your support. This one is about everyone's favorite query letters, although I personally find writing a synopsis much worse than a query, but we'll cover that too down the line, don't worry. So as for query letters, hopefully you've written one that is 3 to 4 paragraphs, one page. It includes your word count. It includes comparison book titles instead of movies or TV shows, because if you can't figure out where your book fits in a bookstore, then agents can't really either, and you're just making their job hard for them. So I would try to find comparison titles if you can, and if you can't, go to your local library or your local independent bookshop and ask them for help. And then it should also include a paragraph or so of a synopsis, and then a brief little bio about you. If you don't have any writing credits, if you've done nothing related to writing, don't worry. Just include something fun about yourself or what you've been doing for these past years, just something to help them get to know you. And then you should also include that the full manuscript is available. Make sure you do not send out a query letter without the full manuscript being available and ready to send. Sometimes people are like, let me just test the waters even though I'm not finished, or even if I have a lot of work to do, and then they get a request and they need like another month or so to finish it. What's the point? If someone requests it, you want to be able to send it out right away. So your manuscript is finished. You should also include your plans for it. So if you see it as a part of a series, you can mention that, but ideally it also stands alone, and you should share that as well, because you want to give the agent a chance to figure out their own vision for your book and for your career. And then make sure you also include your contact information. And finally, if you want to, you can personalize the query letter as you send, but you don't have to. Personalization of query letters is something that drives authors mad. Don't spend too much time trying to figure out how you can make a genuine connection to an agent. They won't care if your query isn't personalized, if your book is phenomenal, and if your book is not phenomenal and is absolutely terrible, but you've come up with a fun way to make the connection to them. They won't care about that either. So it's more important that the manuscript is excellent, and I would just move on and not personalize it if you don't have something genuine or kind to say. And so once your query letter is completely done, then I would send it to a friend who has not read your book, because you need to make sure that they understand what you're talking about and they're coming in blind, just like any agent does. So no preconceived notions. The manuscript should be completely clear just from reading the query letter. They don't need any prior knowledge. And then you should also make sure that they tell you whether the formatting got wonky or if it was perfectly fine. And then once you feel 100% satisfied with your query letter, I would send it out to 4 to 6 agents. That's it. 4 to 6 agents, a mix of ones that you really, really want and ones that you would be happy with but don't really have all your hopes pinned on. Just like a nice little array of 4 to 6 agents. Give them a chance to respond. Give them like 2 to 4 weeks before you send more, because you do not want to put every single one of your eggs in one basket and then find out you made a terrible mistake or there's something you need to fix, etc., etc. So give those agents a chance to respond. If you don't get any kind of response from sending out your query, I would look at it and see if there's anything you can tweak, because the job of your query letter is to garner responses. And if it's not getting responses, see what you can change before you try more. If your query letter starts getting responses, but you're still getting rejected, then I would look at the synopsis or the manuscript and go from there. The one thing that drives me absolutely insane as an editor is when someone comes to me and they say, I sent out my query letter to 75 people and I didn't hear anything back. And in my head, I'm thinking, did you make any changes? Because you should hear some kind of response. You should get some kind of requests. Otherwise, nothing is working and you need to either fix it yourself or call in professional help. So those are all my tips right now for today. Hopefully they just gave you a little brief overview of the process. I also have lots of articles about querying on my newsletter, and I'm always here for help. So the one extra bonus, another even bigger bonus, is if you are a paid subscriber to my newsletter, you can always email me with any questions that you have, and I'm so happy to help. Have a nice day, happy writing, and I'm always here if you need me.